Hi everyone, welcome to another episode 9 of Sit, Sip, and Knit. My name is Marie and I am coming to you from just north of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I want to welcome back any viewers that have been with me through these first few podcasts of mine. And also, I'd like to welcome any new people that may have come across. And I hope you will stay tuned. I hope you will like and subscribe. You're very welcome here. This is my little podcast about all things knitting, some crochet, a little bit of needlepoint, which I haven't done in recent weeks. But anyway, like I said, welcome here. My name, like I said, is Marie. You can find me on Instagram as mariealaine. You can find me on Ravelry as mariealaine. And I do have an email address. It is sitsipandknit.com, and I will put all the information about where you can locate me, and also all the things I talk about will be in the drop box down below. Again, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe and share this. I'd like to grow my viewership. I started out just for the local ladies that I held classes for, first at a shop and then my own shop and then in my home. With COVID, we were able to get together a few weeks ago, which was very fun, and I hope to continue that. But in between, I started these podcasts for those ladies. But it is open and out there to the world, and I think it is very cool that I have people watching from all over the world. So anyway, and actually on that note, if you have followed me, you know that I do these podcasts about once a month. I also had a tutorial. I think there were 8 of them, and you can also find that at Sit, Sip, and Knit on YouTube here. That was a slipper sock along where I taught you how to make slipper socks with thicker yarn and on flexi flip needles. I had a few people that went ahead and finished some socks, and I'm really happy that you did. I also put out that anyone that would comment on that tutorial I would send out a prize, and I had 4 ladies that did go ahead and comment. I wish I didn't have many pictures of their finished socks, but I would like to let me first tell you the winners of that slipper sock along tutorial. And we had Linda from New York, I had Lori from Connecticut, Judy, who is local to me, and I had Anvita from India. So very cool. I hope that you learned something. And like I said, if you are new and haven't seen those tutorials and would like to try them, go ahead and view those out there. Anyway, I have quite a few things to talk about today. First thing I'm going to do is show you my lovely little drink here. Usually I am drinking, if you know me, I'm drinking my coffee with Sit, Sip, and Knit, my little shop. Once in a while we had some wine group, ladies that came in and drank wine. Last night, actually, I had some friends over and we had a girls' night, first night. We are thankful that here where I am in the U.S., a lot of us have been vaccinated, and it was ladies I work with, so it's in my group, and my sisters who we've all been together anyway, but we did get together last night, and I made some strawberry wine slush. So that is what I have here to show you. And I got these cute little straws at the dollar store. But anyway, so that's what I'm going to sip on. Very good. Cold and refreshing. Light frozen strawberries. If anybody wants the recipe, I'll be glad to share it with you. Anyway, so let's get started with some finished objects. The first finished object you can see here is what I'm wearing. I finished it after ripping it out, I think twice. The first time I didn't follow the pattern correct. It wasn't the pattern at all, it was me. I started with one size and somehow skipped in the middle, went to a different size, and the shaping just wasn't working out. When I finally figured it out, I had to rip it all back. So I did do that. The second time I did it, I ripped it out. It was coming out a little too wide. It does have some shaping to it. It shapes in and then goes back out, but the bottom was just flaring too much. So I went ahead, did my own modification, and I'll stand up and show you here. So now it kind of fits a little closer to the body. You can see the bottom here is just a garter stitch hem, which the pattern calls for. But like I said, I did come in at the waist and just continued to decrease a little slowly. I think it was every 4 or 8 rows I did decreases, and I liked it a lot better. I made it a little longer, which I usually do. I just can't do the shorty crop kind of sweaters. I like mine longer, and it does come down. It has a longer in the back with some shaping, and it hits me just perfect now. So that's one thing I love about the top down. It was top down construction. I tried it on, put it on larger needles, put it on a piece of scrap yarn so that I could try it on, and got it just perfect. The sleeves also were kind of flaring, so I also did a decrease on the sleeves. But other than that, I followed pattern. It was easy. This yarn, I did talk about it in the last podcast, but it was the Noro yarn here. Let me see, it was cotton silk that I did purchase at my local yarn shop, Kid You Not, in Bridgeville, Pennsylvania, and I will go ahead and link her information down below also. But anyway, so that's done after 3 tries. It's kind of a thick and thin yarn. Like I said, it's cotton and silk, so it's soft, but it's a hot day today. Of course, I'm in air conditioning, but anybody who knows me knows I don't like to be cold anyway. So this is just perfect, and it'll be perfect to wear to work, under my smock, to keep me warm in air conditioning. And it's cotton, so it's, you know, very breathable. So anyway, that, like I said, oh, I didn't say, it's called Etta. Let me show you that here. Etta here by Alison Green. It's at barocco.com, and I will put that below. All right, the next, I actually have, let me see, 3 finished objects for you today. No crochet, sorry about that, but I do have 2 other finished knitting projects. The next one is a cute little project I saw on another podcast, and so I had to try it. My brother just had a birthday, and he loves his birds. He has bird feeders out in his yard, and he brings in the cardinals, bluebirds, hummingbirds, all those little birds. And I saw this little birdhouse, and that actually is the name of the pattern. Let me take a look here. That is, do I have it here? Well, let me show you. Yeah, Birdhouse by Chris Smith Knits. This is the pattern here. I don't have it all, but you can see those cute little felted birdhouses there. Nesting for birds to nest, I guess. I don't know a lot about birds, but I saw on another podcast, thought I'd try it. And here it is right here. Look how cute that is. Now, the construction was flat and then it was seamed. Very different construction. Very, something you just have to try with an I-cord hanging loop here. I did felt it. I'm not sure. I had this yarn in my stash. It's pure wool. So I knew that it should felt. I never felt anything before. I don't know if any of you, do that or not. I always wondered why you would take all that beautiful stitches and scrunch them all up, but something like this, it works, right? But it did not fully felt. Can you see there? You can still see stitch definition. So I'm going to have to, if anybody has some pointers on felting, I would love any pointers on felting something. I'm going to throw it in the washer again and dryer. I felted things by accident before. Actually, my husband has some pretty projects that I finished, but anyway, so I'm going to try to get this a little firmer, and then you put like garbage bags in it to help form it. So anyway, that is, again, Birdhouse by Chris Smith Knits, and I will link that below. Very neat construction. Something you might want to do, give it a try. All right, so that was that. And then I went ahead and actually picked up some cotton yarn, and when we were on our vacation, we traveled down to Fort Lauderdale. We stopped in, I'm not even sure. I'm going to put the shop information below. Wherever we stopped, I would look to see if there was a yarn shop near. And I found this. It was a small, very small yarn shop. Didn't have much of a selection. The lady who ran it, one lady was in there. It was, she was very sweet. In fact, my husband, who isn't really a talker, came in with me, and he actually was sitting down chatting with this very sweet woman for a while I looked around. I tried to find something that was unique to that shop, and I picked up, let me show you, it's here. Let's see. From Queen's Island Connection, right there. Let me see. It's, let me take a look here where I wrote it. It's Brighton Beach Cotton and Linen Blend. And I think there's some acrylic in it. Anyway, I thought, being in the South, some cotton yarn. I just got one skein, just, as something to try. And anyway, so when I got home, I thought, I'm going to just whip a little scarf with this. And let me show you what I ended up making. The project here is called Eyelet Neck Scarf. Okay, and that is by Alison Ryan, right here. I used US size 6 needles for that. And it's just, can you see that there? It's just a simple, start with a garter tab and an eyelet triangle scarf. And let me show you here. The yarn, like I said, that Brighton Beach yarn, the colorway, it's a sport yarn. The colorway is called Bell's Urchin, 09. The shop that I got it at, I have it written here, is Fran's Knitting Boutique. Anyway, like I said, small little place, very friendly. But anyway, this is the scarf here. Can you see that? It's greens and golds with the eyelets here. And I just did a little garter. I went, can you see? It's beautiful colors. Even the greens have some blues and purples in there. So pretty. And it's soft. I washed it and blocked it, and it just opened up really pretty. I think it's a very beautiful scarf for summer. Like I said, I love summer because I love the hot weather. I hate to be cold. I hate air conditioning. I mean, I'm thankful that we do have it, because a lot of days you need it with the humidity, but I always need something to cover me up. And this is just a small one skein project. Let me go ahead and put it on here. See how beautiful that is with those colors in there. Anyway, that's what I finished, and I finished it pretty quick. I just loved the colors as they were coming out, and when you get something like that, you just want to keep going. Anyway, so that is that. One thing about this yarn, the green was actually really dark, like a dark foresty green with all the colors in it. When I washed it, it did bleed. It bled a lot, and I had no idea what it was going to come out like. So I think even some of the gold, it took away from some of the colors, the lighter colors from the bleeding, but it still came out beautiful. I think the colors are just gorgeous. So anyway, that is that, and I'm so happy to have that done. All right. And let's see, the next, that was the only other finished object that I have. I do have some works in progress. I think well, before I go on, actually, I wanted to show you the little bag that I held that little scarf in. That was an acquisition, but I do want to show you as I go along what I used. I used this little bag. Talk about the little birdhouse, right? We went with the bird theme again. This little sock bag here, very cute, with just the pool ribbon ties. It's made by My Needlecraft here, okay? It's so sweet. Inside it actually has, see, this is inside the bag here. It has a zippered pocket inside, and then two, right in the middle, so you have two spaces here where you could put your yarn and your pattern, etc., for a sock pattern or that little scarf pattern, plus this little zippered pouch right in there where I kept my stitch markers and things. I think I have her card in here too. Let me see. Yeah, right here. That's the card. And I will link all this information below if you'd like to take a look at that shop where I got this. Very nice. Nice little sock bag right there. Okay. All right. And then let's see, the next thing I want to talk about is, sorry, my notes are down here, and I see that the sun, I'm sitting by my dining room window. It was nice and sunny and bright. Now I see it keeps fading in and out, so I'm sorry about the lighting. But anyway, my next thing I wanted to talk about, it's still a work in progress. I'm not sure if I started it last podcast or not, or talked about that I wanted to. Maybe I did start it. But it's a pair of socks, and I did finish one of them. So let me show you here. This is, see that there? Let me try to turn it. It's got this beautiful pattern here. Let me take it off there. It's a Shorty Sock with this beautiful pattern going down the top of the foot. It has heel flap and gusset construction, top down, my favorite type of construction. There you can see that pattern. And the yarn, yeah, I did talk about this because I remember I had this yarn in my stash and not a ball band. It's beautiful. Like I said, it screamed summer to me. So these are little lightweight summer shorty socks there. They are called Pinky Socks, and they're by Trude Hertaas. Trude Hertaas. Let me show you the pattern here. So this is the pattern, if you can see that there. Okay, and like I said, I will link that below. Very cute, right? All right, I finished them pretty quick, and then I set them aside and was working on that scarf. That's my MO. Once in a while, I get the urge to just keep going and finish one thing like that scarf. But usually I have a lot of projects. Pick up one, put one down, pick up the next, and work a little on all of them. That's just how I like to do it. Anyway, so that is the Pinky Socks there. But I also want to show you, look at this. Well, okay, talk about birds. Now I'm into birds. Well, these are chickens. Look how adorable this bag is here. Okay, I was online, like I said, like you may know that I do like the Flexi Flip needles as opposed to magic loop or two needles or double points. I use double points, but I prefer the Flexi Flips, and they are actually longer than most double points sock needles. So I was having a hard time finding a case that would hold the Flexi Flips in it. So when I saw this bag, and this bag is by, let me show you her card here. Okay, this bag is by, and I've shown bags from her before. She's a wonderful lady. Her name is Mary. She's in South Carolina here in the U.S. Mary Daniels. Let me show you there first. Can you see that? Okay, and then here we go. Okay, so Mary from MLD Threads is where I got this bag, and I had asked her if she made any needle protectors for socks, and I told her what I needed, and look how cute. She made me big enough to fit, this is my second sock, the Pinky Sock, on my Flexi Flips here. See, this is all the further I got. I'm starting the heel flap on these, if you can see that. But anyway, I wanted a bag, needle protector to hold long enough to hold my Flexi Flips. So you just slip your needles in here. Have a little cable needle there too. And then you snap this, and it protects your work when you're making your socks. And she custom made this for me to fit my needles. So very sweet woman. I just emailed her, and Mary, I want to thank you. It works perfectly. So I believe she's going to carry these in her shop. So you might want to check her out, like I said, and I will put her information below. And this bag is substantial. It's beautiful. It has the matching. She made the case to match the handle here. Isn't this adorable? Anyway, so you want to check out MLD Threads. And I will put that, her website down below. Okay, so that is holding my Pinky Socks that are half finished, a half finished object. All right, so I have two more works in progress for you. And I do think I showed this last time. I showed the book. It was an acquisition. Here, let me show you again. Knitted Tanks and Tunics. And let me get my bearings here. By Angela Hahn. And in here, I found a pattern. Well, my daughter decided she liked this one here. And it is called Yuma. It's a pretty summer one-shouldered tank. So I started this for her, and just like everything else, I put it aside and I finally picked it back up, but I didn't get too far with it. Let me show you the bag that this is in. This is in this beautiful, I think I showed it before, this bag here by 3 by the Sea Designs. Very cute fabric in a pocket inside, and the handle here. Very cute, but that's what that's in. And this is the Yuma that I am doing this on cedar cotton bamboo. I think I showed it last time, so. But anyway, this is all the further I got. I think I had a marker here. So I got a couple inches. I'm going to lose my stitches here, so I better be careful. But anyway, it's a beautiful color, beautiful, easy pattern. And look at these markers here. These are from 3 by the Sea Designs also. Aren't those adorable? See those there? Anyway, so I'll put that information below too. And like I said, this is the Yuma. Yeah, in the cotton bamboo that I'm doing. Not sure the color right now. I know I talked about it the last podcast, but I'll still put information below. So hopefully I'll be able to get this finished by the next podcast before summer's over, or maybe she'll have it for next summer. Anyway, so that's what that is. Okay. And then I have one more project that I started for my grandson, and I don't think I talked about it before. I'm not sure. He is 17 and he wanted a blanket. And he went upstairs in my stash and found some yarn that he wanted. So Grandma started him a blanket. And the pattern that I picked is, let me show you here real quick. This one here. Okay, it's the Pacific Chunky Colorway Milestones Blanket by Shannon Dunbabin. I'm not sure. Anyway, I butchered that, I'm sure, but I'll put it below. It looks like a baby blanket here, but it does give you the directions do tell you how to enlarge in it if you'd like. And the yarn that my grandson picked was actually this, the Illusions by Hayfield double knitting. So it's a DK weight, and I did have a lot of it. So I thought that'll make a nice blanket. It's acrylic, but he is 17 and it'll get washed and worn and thrown all over the place, I'm sure. So, and it's the colors that he liked. So I'm going with it. But what I'm doing is to get a thicker weight, because it's a really thin DK weight. Do you see that there? With lots of color in it, right? Blues and greens. So I have so many. I have this one also with reds and aquas and blues and even greens. I'm holding two together to get a, like I said, a thicker blanket. And let me show you it here. This is how far. and it's a pretty good size. It has a very simple pattern, which with this yarn you can barely see it, but I love how the colors are working up. They're kind of striping, and like I said, I'm holding two together, so not sure, you know, how I'm getting it. It's kind of like a, what do you want to say? It has a little bit of texture. Can you see that? Like I said, it's hard to see with this yarn, but there you go. You can kind of see the texture of the blanket there, the pattern. Yeah. I didn't want anything real, you know, lacy, and I just didn't want to do knit or garter stitch. I wanted a little bit of interest in it. So I think it's working out great. I'm hoping I have enough, because it's going to be a pretty long blanket. I didn't measure. I just went with, I don't even know how many. I'll have to count them. Oh boy, I can't even get this to go straight. But anyway, so it is a nice bed-size Afghan or blanket for him. And it is a nice texture, and it's actually really, really soft. So that is another whip that I'm working on. Hopefully, and I figured if I start it now, it is not, it's hot, it's summer, but by the time it grows, it should be fall, and it'll be in my lap and keep me warm. So it'll probably take me a year. He does graduate next year, so that's when I plan to give it to him. So I have a while to do that. Like I said, so through the winter, this coming winter, it should be longer, be in my lap when I'm doing it. It'll be a nice winter project to get done. So that is that. All right. So anyway, that is all I have as far as projects. I do have one acquisition that I wanted to show you. I think I'll take a sip of my nice little summery drink here. Delicious. Fruity, very fruity, and just a little bit of wine in it, and some 7-Up. So anyway, the acquisition that I have, I saw on, let me see, I was looking at podcasts again, and as you know, like I said, there are so many out there, and I really appreciate if you're watching mine and if you like and subscribe, because I know there's so many wonderful knitting crochet podcasts out there that you can watch and subscribe to. And the one I found was called, Giddy. I can't remember the name of the podcast now. Giddy Knits, maybe, but I'll link it below. Anyway, I found her. She's in England, and I saw this. Look how beautiful this is. This is the Giddy yarns there. This is a sock set. This is, it's giddyyarns.com. This colorway is Strawberry Lemonade. It is a 75/20 and 5% stellina. I don't know if you can see that sparkle in there, but isn't that just, it does remind you of lemonade, pink lemonade. Beautiful, right? And maybe you can see the sparkle a little. I just can't see doing socks out of this. Of course they would be beautiful, but I have to do some kind of scarf or something that I can see it. So if anybody knows, I know I kind of searched for a pattern that used a sock set for a scarf. But if you have any ideas, I'm really open to hear your suggestions. And also let you know that I love when you comment below. I try to answer everyone. You can email me if you have any questions. Really, I like to be interactive. I like the fact that I can talk to somebody that's local here, or somebody in India, or in Tasmania, or California, or Connecticut, wherever. It's pretty cool, and I appreciate all my viewers. But anyway, if you do have any patterns that you like that maybe uses a sock set for something other than socks, I wouldn't be opposed to hearing from you. I'd love that. But I did want to also show you with this, I ordered this sock set, but how sweet, here it is, right here's some information there too. Okay. It came with some cold brew teas here. It came with some treats that I haven't opened. I waited. I love, if you know, I love jelly type fruity treats. And it also came with, look at this very cute little stitch marker here with an ice cream cone. How could you pass that up? Yeah, so I got that along with it. And I also, and 2 little candles. Look at that. That even match the yarn. Isn't that wonderful? Really, check out that her shop. Like I said, I will put it below. It is Giddy Yarns. Yep, giddyyarns.com. So it took a while. Of course, it was coming from England to get, but what a beautiful package. What a nice surprise. So anyway, that is that. I think that's about all I have for this podcast. I hope that everybody is doing well. And like I said, I love to hear from you. If you have any ideas or any suggestions for me or anything you'd like to see, even some tutorials in the future, I would love to do that for you. If you need any help with anything, please email me, message me through YouTube here. Like I am on Instagram also. I'm not real active on Instagram. I do have that Ravelry page also. It would be wonderful to get something started with that. I know it really hasn't taken off. But like I said, I really want to grow my viewership and have some more knit-alongs in the future. Maybe for fall, I can find a project that we can start for fall, and do it as a group, post in Ravelry maybe, and on YouTube here, and give out some prizes for that. So I am open to suggestions. Constructive criticism is always welcome also. But I do hope that you are having a wonderful summer. You're keeping safe. I hope where you're at that things are opening up and you're able to get out and about. I just hope the world all comes together and we get through this, and I'm sure we will. That's my hope anyway. So anyway, let's keep knitting, and it's a great stress reliever. Get in touch with me if you need anything, if you need help with anything. And just like to say, happy knitting. Bye.